You're not gonna believe how big this house is and how affordable it is comparatively. If you are moving to Hendersonville, I would hate for you to not see this house. What a good option, especially considering how expensive the area has become. This is a much more affordable price range, and you're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck than you're gonna be expecting. The size of this living room and kitchen, this whole house is huge. Let's check it out. Immediately greeted with a long hallway. Let's check out what's to the right first. We have bedroom number 1. Very well lit. I like it. Full bath. Hello. Nice light fixtures. I like the tiling in here. It's an interesting choice. Large coat closet near the front door. Huge. Mirror. Interesting light fixture. All right, continue. Ooh, nice office, double door. I like that. 3 panes of glass high up to the ceiling. We'll be back here to discuss the details at the end, like we usually do, about the pricing and the amenities. Whoa. Huge. And then the stairs are to the right. Well played. Oh my gosh. A dining room next to so many cabinets. Great for entertaining, I'm guessing. Nice backsplash. And you have the full kitchen over here. Really good utilization of the island. Storage. Oh, they've got an outlet. Nice. Even another built-in over here. I like it. Modest, but it's huge. And we'll talk about the price later, but I was really surprised compared to some of the luxury places we've looked at. This is a much more affordable, nice walk-in pantry. It's huge. Coat closet. I'm guessing that's to the garage. Got the back patio here. Nice covered patio, fire pit there. That's the rest of Millstone community. We're in a really great location in Hendersonville. Let's go up the stairs. You know, I get a lot of calls and texts and emails about what are the what's the next best community in X place? And it depends. It really depends on what your needs are. So I tell everybody, it's like, where's our starting place? What do you need? Where are you in your life? What are your goals? And I do my best to help you get there. When you deal with builders, oh, this is amazing. You got to remember, having a good buyer's agent, especially someone who specializes in new construction, they will protect you from all of the shenanigans that some builders try to pull on you sometimes. I won't let them. All right, so we're up on the 2nd floor. And I gotta say, I'm just gonna kind of soak it back in because I was thinking, this is huge. This must be like 3,300 square feet. Like, such a nice full bath. I guess this is their custom designs. This is one of their model homes. I'm guessing this would be another bedroom. Yeah, small little closet. Oof, I like it though. I like it a lot. That's an interesting looking bed. I would have loved that as a kid. Looks comfy. It's a nice little design. Makes it so much easier to fit a bed in here. It doesn't impede in space to the bathroom. Whoa. That's nice. Whoa, okay. Yeah, if you've got kids, consolidate the space. Having a connection to the bathroom like that can be nice. We've got the laundry room upstairs. That's a nice little build out. Guess that you can iron stuff. You can do a lot of stuff with that. All right. Is this the primary? I think it is. It's got a good view. I think they're building a lake. All right, let's take a look at this room again. Oh, this bathroom. It feels so much wider. I don't know if you can tell it. I have the wide angle lens on too, but compared to a lot of the bathrooms, this has a lot of open space. It does not feel cramped in here at all. Oh. There's nothing like having a seat in the shower. Sometimes there are just days where you need to sit down, even in the shower. You know what I mean? This is an enormous closet. Wow. Huge. You could sublease that. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. This upstairs is huge. Wow. I like this. I'm not going to go in the attic, but I'm sure there's a lot of storage up there. This house structure is enormous. Let's go take a look at the kitchen again. We'll end in the office. We'll talk about the pricing, what the HOA is, anything about upgrades that we can find. All right, we're here in the office on the first floor. Remember, as we walked in, the office is to the right, at least in this setup. All right, let's get down to the brass tacks. This is the Millstone community. This particular part is by Pulte Homes. So what we just looked at is the Valleybrook by Pulte Homes. This is gonna start like lower than the prices I'm gonna start talking, but I think to get closer to what we're talking about, like this fully loaded out, incredible luxury design from Pulte Homes, this Valleybrook would be, I think, $760, but they start in the 600s. So I think what I saw was $668 for the Valleybrook. Now this is 3,300 square feet. And I think most of the upgrades are just to a lot of the, what we saw, the build outs, the style of the kitchen, how many cabinets, things like that. I think what you're gonna end up seeing is a little bit more of like a closing compared to a lot of the luxury areas that we've looked at in other homes. This seems to be more of a consolidated price range, which is pretty cool. I think you're still gonna get probably close to 3,300 square feet on the lower end for the Valleybrook. Now, the other things that I think are really interesting and important for you to know, they have a lot of amenities that I think are interesting. They're gonna have a farm stand in this community, meaning local produce. Think something like a farmer's market-esque thing. I don't think it exists fully yet since this is a very new community, but they have in the master plans a lot like that. They have large pavilion, community center, fitness center. You have a luxury style pool. You have a community lake. There are walking trails. there's a lot to this that you normally don't see in all the communities in this area. I think they're actually going to have some sort of like mill house, or like a mill, like some sort. They have like a lot of like agricultural themed things here. I was really impressed when I looked at the master plan. I feel like this is going to be like a really big community, maybe not quite the same size as Durham Farms, but I think it's going to have its own niche edge. And the surrounding area is really nice. You know, I grew up in Hendersonville. I went to high school here. This area used to not be developed. It used to just be like, you know, the outskirts of the center of Hendersonville. And now it's really being like developed out. And it's pretty cool to see something like this actually becoming really close to a lot of the stuff that's going on. And so I think there's some pretty cool elements to Millstone. And, you know, Pulte Homes is one of the more affordable options in this area. They even have home layouts that start in the 500s. So I know not everybody needs a 3,300 square foot home and all this space. So a $500,000 house, brand new construction, and a great spot in Hendersonville, Pulte Homes seems to be a decent option. And I think if you're looking to move to Hendersonville, or you're already in Hendersonville and you're looking for a new start, give me a call or email me. I'm going to work for you to help protect you from the shenanigans that builders try to run around customers. I'm going to make sure you get every dollar you deserve in your build, and I would love to do it. So let's meet up. Let's get coffee. Let's do a call.